Hey guys, just another Daily Darkness as always. I got recently asked a question by one of my viewers, basically how I feel about the upcoming, remake route of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Honestly, I'm not a fan of the concept. Yes, Laverna Cox is a great and wonderful member of the transgender community. However, number one, she could have been a better figurehead for us than basically, Caitlyn Jenner ever could be. Because she, a lot of her views and a lot of her beliefs do fall in line with the community, whereas Caitlyn can be kind of questionable. Where at times I feel Caitlyn is transgender more for the spotlight than for anything else. And granted, that may make me sound terrible, but I'm not a fan of Caitlyn. And I'm always disappointed in Laverna that she doesn't do more. It seems that she kind of shuts down some interviews and that she kind of relegates herself mostly to like Netflix, and then of course this horrible, horrible idea of a remake. And that kind of brings me to the whole concept of remake in and of itself. I'm not a fan. I know a lot of the LGBTQ community, or QI community, let me rephrase that, LGBTQI community basically is all excited for it and happy for it. And to me, it's like, no. Because Dr. Frankenfurter was not a transgender character. Yes, he was a transvestite, and he could have fallen underneath the category of, basically intersex, where he represented in one part as basically a female to seduce Brad, and then as another part, he seduces Janet later on. So having a character or an actor who's primarily transgender play Frankenfurter, I don't feel was right for the role. There's many different actors out there. I'm quite sure we could have found somebody who was intersex who would have fit the role a little bit better, in my opinion. Again, I have no problem with Laverna Cox. I would love to see her in more mainstream media than an MTV remake of Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I personally was in Rocky Horror Picture Show before I came out, so let's not use that against me. But the thing of it is that was a stage production the way it should be, and it's great that other gender identities and things of that nature can play certain characters now, and that's great. But to me, it feels like they're kind of tacking on a stereotype to Frankenfurter, whereas maybe they should have cast her as somebody else. Like, I would have been all about her being like Magenta, or hell, I'm trying to remember half the cast name, but the chick that wears the top hat. One of those two. Yes, a minor character, but I think that would be more along the lines of her, of the way that we should be represented. Yes, it's great that we fill the shoes of any other character that's out there, but to personally tack her into the role of Frankenfurter, I'm not a fan. And, a lot of remakes I'm not a fan of. The best way I can, put an analogy to this and my thoughts and feelings, I'm more hyped to see the new Ghostbusters than I am to see the remake of Rocky Horror Picture Show. And trust me, I'm not a fan of the idea of the new Ghostbusters. You guys have seen a couple of videos. Even though I down a lot of people for picking on the movie, I'm still going to see it. But at the end of the day, I'm not a fan of it either. But again, I'd rather watch that than have to watch the remake of Rocky Horror Picture Show. So hopefully that answers your question.